it's my pleasure to introduce Andrea Donsky to you tonight. Andrea is a registered holistic nutritionist and a public speaker, co-founder of the Healthy Shopper coupon book. Most of you probably received that in your emails, and naturallysavvy.com.
Most people are exposed to chemicals, to environmental pollutants on a regular basis. So they're exposed to their food that they're eating, through pesticides, through herbicides, through additives. They're also exposed to environmental pollutants, like from car exhaust. And for a lot of people, they're still using toxic cleaning products in their home. And people will say to me often, they'll say, hey, Andrea, you know what? Oh, you're over the top with what I can and what I can't have, or what I can and can't eat. A little bit of chemicals here and there, are they really that bad for me? And then I say to them, well, it's not so much of the little chemicals here and there, because it's not here and there. It's pretty much everywhere. And we don't have control over walking in the street and inhaling car exhaust. But what we do have control over is what we're putting into our bodies and what we're putting onto our bodies. And plus the long-term effects, we don't really know. I mean, we do know for some things, but we don't really know for everything. So that's why for me, the most important thing is knowing what we're putting into and onto our bodies is crucial. And the way we do that is by reading the ingredients. Now, a lot of people will come to me and they'll say, oh, Andrea, we shouldn't be eating packaged foods at all. We should be, making everything from scratch at home. We should be, never even stepping into a grocery store in the middle aisles, just like Michael Pollan said. We should shop the periphery, fruits and vegetables, buy, grains in bulk, and not even worry about what's in the middle. Well, that's not realistic. At least it's not for me and 90% of the people out there. I've got 3 kids. I'm super busy. I work a lot. And you know what? At the end of the day, I am going to reach for packaged foods. Sometimes I'll cook from scratch if I have some time on a Sunday afternoon, but for the most part, I'm trying to get my kids out to soccer and dance and gymnastics, and I need to access packaged foods. Scary 7, ingredient number 3, artificial colors. How many of you in this room are either parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, anything to do with children? Do you come into contact with children at all? Let me see by show of hands. I want to see your hands. So pretty much most people. Okay. So I'm a mom, I have 3 kids, I have a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and I have a 3-year-old. And it is a constant battle in my house when it comes to artificial colors. And for good reason, and it's probably my biggest nemesis when it comes to children. I'll explain why in a minute. So this is my daughter. We were in Montreal a couple weeks ago, and we were at the train station, and we came to this big, obviously a ton of candy, bubble gum, and this was the conversation that we had. Mom, you'd never let me get any of these. And I said, you're right, I wouldn't. But why wouldn't I? And she said, because they have food coloring. And I said, that's right. And she said, but they look so good, it's not fair. And I said, you're right, it's not fair. So why are companies using this in their products? That's the reason why. Because the kids want them. We eat with our eyes. And we think if a product looks good, it's going to taste good too. Kind of a trick of our brain, right?
That's her idea of the rainbow dye.
Oh, the rainbow dye, yeah. I like that one.